Welcome to the Gudthings. What's up, worlds? Goods. I'm speaking from the moon. Yeah. Welcome to the premiere episode of the Gudthings. I'd like to thank you for coming here, checking me out, give me a moment of your time. Like, subscribe, whatever it is, leave a comment. I really want to hear from you. I want you to give me your feedback on what you want to see here, what you think we should be having going on here, and if you're enjoying it. My name is Goods, aka Gudtymes, Gudtyme. I was an MC, road managed, slightly hip-hop adjacent, jokester, shoot videos, other things, make music, pretty cool dude, level-headed. What's your Tinder profile, baby? Nah, I'm kidding. But this is the Gudthings, and it's my podcast. This is a continuation of a podcast I had started called On My Dean, which is an audio podcast that I have on Spotify. But I was only able to make one episode because life's. And due to a few tragic, close people to me passing away, I couldn't do it. I was just too much grief. I couldn't even wrap my head around coming here into the internet, the cesspool of the world right now, and giving you a piece of my mind without being angry or being like the movie Dune and trying not to, or keeping the water in is the best way of saying it, right? So this podcast is going to be a journey. I want to talk about manhood, the urban politics of life, surviving here in New York City. I'll give you your daily bread, like whatever's going on here and there. I'm definitely not going to be too biased with my opinions here. I'm going to try to be as fair as possible. I am human, so my opinions will come out. This podcast was something that I took some time, took a bit of effort into putting into the good things of itself. I didn't want to rush, and it kind of took a while, but I was motivated, and also I didn't want to do it because of my friend, the late, great myth and legend, Dallas Penn. Dallas Penn was a savant, clothing, sneaker, lifestyle genius. He taught me a lot. I've known him my whole life, way before some of you who are familiar with him, that he got this internet celebrity from what he did and who he was. He definitely was a pioneer in the podcast game. He's a pioneer in this video podcast game. He had his webpage, the Dallas Penn weblog, and I definitely emulated him. I had Flam Pro. He was definitely big brother to that situation. I was lucky enough. I've made records. I've been able to tour. I road managed groups. I was more industry, but he was cutting edge, and he was here ready for whatever was going on your internet. So, or Al Gore's internet. So, here I am. I felt I had a lot of content. I wanted to put some out. I shoot a lot of videos, make music, make beats. So I wanted to express some of that, but I also wanted to bring some of my points across. So before we even start with what I have, I wanted to share with you a moment from the late, great Dallas Penn. And in his immortal words, y'all, it does not stop.
None, right? None.
What up,
I
A
mean,
King?
Nah, I don't think so.
First of all,
Nah,
Ben,
they gave STDs, though. Definitely got him some STDs.
if they die,
they die.
If they die, they die.
How many horses have to be sacrificed?
If they die, they die.
I understand.
That's it.
It's a cold
You
world.
know, My style has a value.
Ralph Lauren
Has
could be
a
like
value
a
level.
straight up slave owner.
Yes.
And then what?
Yes.
Nothing,
I
right?
thought about that.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
People would not care.
So
Hold
hold
on
on.
for a
Let me
second. Hold on for a
interject.
second.
All
Hold
right,
on for a second. Hold on for a second.
I've been waiting to ask this.
Hold on for a second. Hold on for a second.
This is the year of Wakanda too. Listen to
Ralph
Phone
Lauren
Is
is a slave owner.
okay, but I mean this is factual.
Is a slave owner.
Yeah,
Okay?
Tyson Bedford.
Forget about that. Tyson Bedford's in the house.
That might not be all.
Tyson Bedford's not only in the house. Tyson Bedford's in the bedroom.
Yes.
Hey, watch yourself.
Hey,
Take time with that. Take time with that. All right?
where's our mantle?
Okay? That's all.
Dallas had no cares. No cares at all. I remember we were in a clubhouse room and he said, we would try to find out titles for rooms. And one of the rooms we were thinking about using, well, he was thinking about using, but we did brainstorm it? I forgot what it's called, but workshop it. We did workshop some titles and we workshop babysitting during Christmas for the Ramseys, AKA nasty work. And this is way before these files came out. They said that Royal has never been arrested. They say a Royal has never been arrested. Interesting. Like, what kind of scumbag are you where you're a king or prince or whatever and they arrest your ass? Tisk, tisk, tisk. Another one we workshop was if you eat chitlins, you better eat some ass. Don't be going around her and be like, nah, son, I had to pick something up. Nah, son, I don't go down, baby. You eat chitlins. You eat pork, bacon, you might as well eat some ass. How we get there? All right. So anyway, this is violence. This is verses. Violent verses from the Church of Violence. Pastor Dallas Penn. I am in the pulpit and I am going to give today's sermon. My name is Gudtymes and I thank you for joining me here at the Gudthings. So, lightly somber, yeah. And I hope that none of you are dealing with this, but a few of us, including myself, have been dealing with a bunch of losses, deaths of people close, people my age, Gen Xers. And I'm speaking to you right now. You young kids, y'all out here spinning the block, and it's a terrible thing. But urban violence is something that we deal with daily, right? It seems, though, some kind of pandemic of deaths of 50-year-olds. You get into your 50s, especially as black men within hip-hop, and right now in this current environment, it seems like every 5 minutes, somebody's just going. Like, it's sad. It's sad. So, in memoriam to some of these people, it made me think about health and what we can do on our journey to improve our mental and physical health. I'm hoping to give you guys some examples, some tips for your body to stay regulated, hydrated, to be active. And I'm definitely here to share some of my workouts, some of my diet. When you look at some of these people that we've lost, some of it self-inflicted, some of it addiction, it's very hard. Some of it's just not taking care of your health. And some of it I feel can't be prevented. And some people don't know, some people do know, some people care, some people don't care. So what I will do is intersperse small segments where I focus on ways to get healthier. And I'm gonna have to thank my homegirl Chrissy for giving me the voice to narrate the next section. Rest in peace to all these good people. I'm sure this in memoriam will get longer.
food landscape in New York City has changed significantly from the 1970s to 80s to the period from 1990 to 2025. Here are some key differences. 1970s to 80s. Home-cooked meals. Many families relied on home-cooked meals, often with recipes passed down through generations. Local produce. People shopped at local markets and consumed seasonal produce. Fewer fast food options. While fast food existed, it wasn't as ubiquitous as it is today. Less processed food. Diets included fewer processed foods and more whole foods. Diverse cuisines. The city's diverse population contributed to a variety of ethnic cuisines, but these were often more traditional and less commercialized. 1990 to 2025. Increased fast food. The proliferation of fast food chains and convenience foods became more prominent. Globalization of cuisine. The influence of global cuisine grew, with more international foods available in supermarkets and restaurants. Health consciousness. There has been a rise in health-conscious eating, with more people opting for organic, non-GMO, and plant-based options. Meal delivery services. The advent of meal delivery services and apps has changed how people access and consume food. Processed and packaged foods. While there's a trend towards healthier eating, the consumption of processed and packaged foods remains high.
So, here we are. I hope you're still awake. I hope you stuck with us. Health is so important to me. Gen Xers, some of us are in our third and fourth quarters. You got to be careful of what you take in. You need to have some greens, starches. Some of us do sugar too much. Throw some water in there. I love to tell people to hydrate. That's my only advice. Hydrate. Yeah, you can eat. You need to eat square meals, salads, rice, beans, everything that you can. Get a variety. Lay off the McDonald's and the fast food. I know it's good. I know the salt is addictive. Sugar, addictive. As any drugs, right? However, spoon feed you. I'm not going to beat you in the head. When did you fall in love with hip hop? When did you fall out of love with hip hop? So I would say I fell in love with hip hop, Sugar Hill Gang, Rapper's Delight. I remember clearly being driven to school that day and it's on the radio and I wanted to hear it. And I remember my mother turning the radio off because she didn't want to hear that song loud. She just wanted to mess with me because she was your mom's, you know what I'm saying? And I remember feeling like close to tears because she turned the radio off. I just wanted to hear that song. I was like, I know I love that. Like whatever it was me. And to my surprise, she was like, oh, I got that record at home in the house. I was like, what? It's in the house? Who knew Sugar Hill Gang was such a big record, right? That my mom's was going to have it. Like, you know, back in the days, your moms pull out the record player. That was as the same thing as you kids scrolling right now or going to YouTube or Spotify. That goddamn turntable was the number one thing in families that people sat around besides a TV and enjoyed themselves completely together. So that's when I fell in love with hip hop, Sugar Hill Gang, Rapper's Delight. When did I fall out of love? I'm not fully out of love with hip hop, but it definitely feels like I've had a few breakups with hip hop if we were going to relate it to a relationship and love. And you know, love is evil backwards, right, Tat? Right. So I kind of feel like we're in the big hair era of hip hop. What do I mean by that? Rock music had an era where they moved around and moved away from hard rock songs that were like Metallica, Van Halen. Like, oh no, Van Halen I can't say, but there was a big hair. They started to look androgynous, and it just was weird, right? It moved away. It seemed more Hollywood than hip hop. That's where we are right now. I feel like Lil Nas X is the best example for me of a person that is a caricature, almost a copy of what hip hop has evolved to. Nothing wrong with him. If you're repping hip hop and if you're gonna make music and they're gonna call you a hip hop artist, I'm here for you. I support your cause. I just think if somebody wanted to destroy hip hop, they would let an artist like Lil Nas X become popular. And I'm not hating on him. You asked me, well, I asked myself, right? When did I fall out of love with hip hop? Not necessarily him, but when he came out, it just was like, that's not an authentic energy that I can relate to. I'm sure, I don't know who can relate to it, but we have some imposters, and anytime there was an imposter inserted into hip hop, I fall a little bit further out of love with hip hop. But I still love you.
Yo, life, what's good, Phil? What up, man? Yo, what up, Star? I see you struggling because I'm struggling.
Yeah,
Yo, how
man.
you coping with the music, man?
Yo, just on the grind.
It's like after a while, what's the focus? What
It's
are you
focus,
doing it
man.
for?
Yo, I'm doing it for everybody, for our people, man. I'm gonna break it down right here, son. Yo, all I want in this is to proceed, maintain through the struggles, get what I need at every chance, at any time, by any means. So much been through, so much I've seen. I know I got more things to witness. Y'all only knows as I'm put through tests, moving through the game on boards like chess. Object of the game, gotta maintain through stress. I gotta make it survive through the next. In the rat race, I'm neck to neck with positive on right side, negative on left. I'm in the middle, running out of breath, but I keep going, keep writing, keep. Where all is going? Collabos, mixtapes, singles, compilations, EPs, albums, bad grooves. I pay dues, still got bills past due. Make me bug out sometimes like fuck a rhyme. Ask my peeps.
Yo, he says it all the time.
But I still get in the booth,
Visual
drop the truth, leave fans
that. I
satisfied
hope
on what
this
I
didn't
produce.
come
I get
out
a
too
rush
crazy.
every
But
time
yeah,
I get
that's
a
my man
rush.
Lifelong. That's longevity. Like I said, we worked on that with this producer. His name is DJ Diaz out of France. And we're going to move on to our music review. So we're in Sound Off. About to wrap it up. Land is Plane. Just wanted to shout out J. Cole. His album is very fly. It's a double album if you're looking for some music and content to work out to, something to go on a long drive to. He has some standout songs out on there. I really like the song with Future. The one with Future, I give it like a 6, but the hook is really hot. The hook, which is Future, it makes the whole song. I'm sorry for saying that, but sometimes it just works. It's just like Stove Got Cooks on FICO. I love that he had Peter Pablo on there as a Gen Xer. That was dope to see somebody, coordinate with somebody from their hood, an originator that broke ground for this person. So that was dope. Good call, good catch, good. Whoever figured that one out, I'm glad you did it. Yeah, last time I was in North Carolina, I was, So yeah, shout out to Petey Pablo. Shout out to J. Cole for making a Superfly album. My only critique is that there were a lot of songs, so it's hard to say. He would have had a 10. The album would have been a 10 if they could have pulled the songs. I guess they would have felt were the best songs, but to have the amount of songs and material to dig through. He has an amazing song where he's using himself, stepping out of himself and using a third person where he's rhyming as Biggie, responding to Pac, and Pac responding to Biggie, and them seemingly would sort it out, talk it out. It sounds good, you know. It sounds good. It would have been beautiful if those two brothers could have worked it out, but hip hop was in a different place. People pushed for that to happen also, right? The East Coast, West Coast drama. Too many people, too many kids at hand. And we faced tremendous losses. Excuse me for clearing my throat, but I had to. So yeah, this is a sound off. We'll be here reviewing music and anything, movies, art, whatever. Yo, so two of the things that I really love: comic books and cartoons. So these two comic books are two dope comics, graphic novels that I picked up. I got them on Amazon. It was cheap. One's probably $8. The other one's probably $11. The House of X one, oh my God, I couldn't ask for a better story. That was great. It was written by Jonathan Hickman, who you'll be familiar because he wrote The Walking Dead. I think he wrote or is involved with Invincible also. And also Fantastic Four. He did a run in Marvel, and I didn't know how many comics he was involved with because there's a Spider-Man that he wrote also, where the premise is very different within the story. But the Fantastic Four one was great. It took me a while to get into it, but once you get into it, you learn a lot about the characters, and the storyline is a really, really cool storyline. House of X, to me, it continues on because it's like a starting point and something I felt like the X-Men needed. It talks about a sanctuary without giving away too much, and what happens when mutants have their own sanctuary. No human involvement. Pretty slick, pretty cool. Check them out if you can. I really enjoyed both of them. If you need something to read, vacation, that's the one to read. These are two that you might want to check out. Anyway, I want to thank you for giving me 15 minutes of your time watching
The Good Things.